here to vote. We don't have problem with Bawumia, but why is Ken? Maybe Ken will get a lot of vote here, but we haven't received our lawfare. That's no good.
Just because maybe I also supported Dr. Bam Advertisements Bamia. But party no, and him say I let me chow, be I didn't miss a son. Advertisements Bamia, ever Obiani Waka was him. Obiani won the Bamia was him. Name Canada Japan. Or the 3 cities, Obida 2 cities, Obida 5 cities, Obida 20 cities. Now, the meter say, the dear Cassia, and the more police station executives. Because I mean, for 4 years, I am a party, new party. Now we will not miss it. One man be a problem. One man didn't make such a same as that. Because we are going to have it in the world. As I said, no one with 3 kind of cities. 3 kind of cities. What's the media 100? 3 kind of cities. Video 100 cities. Hold on, Canada, the phone I'm up there. And the terrible Canada, Japan, and perform work in the post out. Now, you know, TSA, Chairman Asari, Canada, Japan, the coordinator. Don't you actually honorable bright? And this kind of by and to say, Obiadia 3 million. Name honorable bright and honorable Chairman Asari. I is going to Obiadio, my Ubiadi. Oh, my Yadi, no, did Yakanama, or one Kazam from who say, Mipawasam, no, with the 3 million Namano. Nemo me pesa honorable Canada, Poyan TSA. And then, Sayana Diakra, Namia Dumanka, Chile with my idea. Nakian coordinators, no, you know.
We'll raise them. You know, economic questions don't change over time. So he can answer the same questions. He posed them. He's the great economist. He will be able to answer them. He's there now. So he should be able to answer it. As I said, economic questions don't change over time. The same questions, maybe the answer will change. He will offer us the responses.
So you want him to answer his own questions, the 77 questions he posed to you?
Well, so they are not on STEAM questions for him, so he should be able to answer because he's STEAM the questions, so it's not. No, I think that there are serious issues in the economy that we need to tackle. It is not the grandstanding, and that is important. It is getting the serious issues resolved.
So you have done casting your ballot. What can you say about the entire process? Are you done casting your ballot?
Yes, I'm done.
Mr. President, would you say you have managed the economy well?
You want me to come and have this interview here today?
People of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast. It is very critical that we do that. An airport makes a lot of sense in Cape Coast. It's a real tourist hub, and between Greater Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast, you have a triangle that really is a lot of hub of economic activity. You can build railway lines between.
Secondly, this government has borrowed more money than all previous governments put together did in 52 years. I ask, as all of us must ask, Sikano ewahi, Sikano ewahi, Sikano ewahi.
he'll bring it to bear. We are vice president. You head the economic management committee of the country. Into economic policies now will be driven by you, and I say you will be directed by you. Into I know say he's competent in that area. He's got the focus. He's got the mindset. He's got the experience in macroeconomics, and even as a general academician oni mejuma ejuma ne ye ena ono so ewo adwempa ne akomapa eni nyansa.
We turn to unemployment. Mr. Chairman, the net result of the economic policies of the John Mahama government is that the resulting declining growth of the economy is the unprecedented joblessness that afflicts our people today, and the apparent inability of government to find an urgent remedy to boost and produce the jobs we urgently need. Declining growth, doomsday, high electricity and utility bills, high interest rates, the massive exchange rate depreciation, high government debt, which has crowded out the private sector, rising non-performing loans, rising corruption, declining business confidence, and so on, have all contributed to high unemployment in Ghana. And the World Bank reports that youth unemployment in Ghana is 48%. The increasing unemployment in the country is a ticking time bomb, but the government has been bereft of ideas to create jobs. GIDA, for example, was used as a vehicle to siphon public funds and not for job creation. Mr. Chairman, we turn to unemployment. We turn to unemployment. Chairman, let's look at the standard of living of our people. In dollar terms, Mr. Chairman, under the NDC government over the last 8 years, the minimum wage has declined from $2.12 to $2.02. That is a decline in the minimum wage by 4.6%. Between 2012 and 2016, which is the tenure of President Mahama, the minimum wage in dollar terms has declined by 23%. In comparison, Mr. Chairman, the MPP under President Kufuor increased the minimum wage from 62 cents to $2.12. That is an increase of 244%, which is what you see here. Mr. Chairman, furthermore, the data shows that as national income increased in the 2001 to 2008 period, people at the bottom of the income scale became better off. In the period 2009 to 2016, however, as income has increased, those at the bottom of the income scale have become worse off. While the income inequality measured by the change in the minimum wage relative to the change in income improved by 1.8% during 2001 to 2008, it has seen a major decline since 2008, and the worst decline occurring during the tenure of John Mahama as president once again. So whilst you see the inequality, you saw improvement by 1.8%, under the NDC as a whole, you saw a decline of 2.8%, but John Mahama's tenure, during his tenure, the income inequality worsened by 5%. According to the United Nations Human Development Index, Mr. Chairman, which is an index which measures progress in income, literacy, and life expectancy, for the period between 2000 and 2014, Ghana made the most progress in human development during the 2000 and 2010 period. Now, guess which government was mainly in power in that period? The average growth rate of Ghana's Human Development Index has declined from 1.33 between 2000 and 2010 to 1.13 between 2010 and 2014. So not only are we doing worse off in terms of income, we are also doing worse off in terms of the measure of human development. As a result of the lack of policy credibility, Ghana is now having to borrow at very high interest rates on the Eurobond market, and it's amongst the highest in the world. And this is not only affecting government, it's also affecting the interest rates that the private sector is able to raise on the international market. Figure 15. The next figure shows that when Ghana issued its first Eurobond under the MPP government in 2007, the spread, which is the difference between the interest rate on the Eurobond and US Treasuries of similar tenor, when we issued that first Eurobond, the spread was only 3.7%. This spread is really the premium that investors demand over and above prevailing interbank interest rates. It is really a measure of a borrower's risk. The lower the number for the premium paid, the higher the credit readiness of the borrower and vice versa. The second and third bonds were issued under the NDC in 2013 and 2014 at higher spreads of 5.47% and 5.72% respectively. Ironically, our credit worthiness has been decreasing since we became an oil exporting country. In 2015, notwithstanding a World Bank guarantee, the spread was the highest so far at 8.34%. Clearly, confidence in the management of our economy has eroded in the eyes of the international investor community as the years have gone by under the NDC's economic management. Mr. Chairman, so you see that agricultural output has also been on the decline, and this has been, and Ghana's food import bill has increased dramatically from $600 million in 2008 to $2.1 billion, and rice imports, for example, increased by 52% from 395,400 metric tons in 2008 to over 600,000 metric tons by 2015. It's important that we try to understand what the minister is saying. He said that out of the $1 million Eurobond, we just spent about 500 million and carried the remaining 500 million as buffer as we go into zero financing, so that when we have an uncovered auction, we are able to use the World Bank money, which we should have used entirely for domestic, to get into that policy, to ride on that policy. If you understand what exactly the minister is trying to say, what the minister has admitted is quite unbelievable. You go to the international capital market to borrow at 10.75% and decide to park those funds as idle funds in the Bank of Ghana or maybe in UBA, just in case you have an auction failure. So why borrow funds at such a high rate if you have no use for them? Why borrow funds at such a high rate if you have no use for them? It is very bad economic management, pure and simple. The government simply used the bond proceeds to finance its deficit rather than refinancing the debt as it said it would in the prospectus to the bond issue. This undermines credibility.
I would want all of us here to, and on behalf of my colleagues, say a very big thank you to the type of leadership the EMT has enjoyed from Dr. Bawumia. A chairman who is so involved in the work of every, he works like a member, like a secretary. It's sterling quality, professionally excellent. So we are where we are because Dr. Bawumia is putting up a very professional chairmanship to the EMT. And I pray that we continue to work together as a team. I would want all of us here to, and on behalf of my colleagues, say a very big thank you to the type of leadership the EMT has enjoyed from Dr. Bawumia. A chairman who is so involved in the work of every, he works like a member, like a secretary. It's sterling quality, professionally excellent. So we are where we are because Dr. Bawumia is putting up a very professional chairmanship to the EMT. And I pray that we continue to work together as a team.
We'll raise them. You know, economic questions don't change over time. So he can answer the same questions. He posed them. He's the great economist. He will be able to answer them. He's there now. So he should be able to answer it. As I said, economic questions don't change over time. The same questions, maybe the answer will change. He will offer us the responses.
So you want him to answer his own questions, the 77 questions he posed to you?
Well, so they are not on-scene questions for him, so he should be able to answer because you've seen the questions, so it's not. No, I think that there are serious issues in the economy that we need to tackle. It is not the grandstanding, and that is important. It is getting the serious issues resolved.
I think that the most effective way that we can have a debt portfolio for our country that is sustainable is to make sure that the NDC loses this election in December. Kicking out the NDC will be the surest way we can to protect the debt structure of our country. Why do I say that? In the 4 years in which they have been in power, they have more than tripled our national debt from 9 billion cedis, which was at the end of Kufuor's period, to 28 billion cedis today. In the 4 years of the NDC administration, they have contracted more debt than all the governments of our country, from Kwame Nkrumah right down to John Agyekum Kufuor. That is the nature of the situation confronting our country. And I dare say the President would agree with me that without the rebasing of the economy, the debt profile of our country today will be getting towards epic proportions. So we need, when we're talking about the debt profile of our country, to bear in mind two things. One, the areas into which the debt goes. And I agree with some of my previous speakers that the productive investment and the rate of return on them is a critical one. Equally critical is the value for money of the transactions that the debt brings about. We need to look at that. I've given some examples of public procurements that are taking place in our country on an extremely inflated rate. Once again, we need to look at this. You're talking about loans that are given, and inside the loans, the arrangements for determining value for money remain very opaque and unclear. How can you persuade the Ghanaian people that debts are being contracted in these circumstances that are there to push forward their future? We intend to be extremely disciplined about the contraction of debt. We're first of all going to respect the teachings of the national budget and treat it as precious. We will not be stepping outside the constraints of the budget. We are going to make sure that we reduce considerably areas of corruption in the construction and execution of some of these projects. These are the critical matters that our people are looking for leadership on. That we are not going to get ourselves in airline and other aircraft and other transactions that leave so many questions to be answered. The 28 billion is even without the latest Chinese debt.
Thank you so much.
I think that the most effective way that we can have a debt portfolio for our country that is sustainable.
Yeah, thank you very much. You have specifically mentioned corruption within the taxation system.
It does not take much to establish that we live in worrying times in Ghana, in West Africa, and in much of Africa. The times, they are troubling. I will give only one figure, as we are going to be tight on time for the enormity of the task involved in discussing this subject. The September Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana report put food inflation at 51.9%. 51.9%. There is no other way to describe this than that it is an explosive disaster. This would be so anywhere, for food prices rising that fast will challenge the harmony and social stability of any country on earth. We cannot afford to be complacent when things are in this space, and we are also heading to elections in 2024. Too many people in Ghana live in mass misery. Too many people have nothing to lose. If those who have most to lose, the bourgeoisie, the upper classes, the ruling elites, just sit and watch the cracks, eventually the bottom of the bucket of society will drop out. It may not be a beautiful and controlled drop. If we do nothing now, which is already quite late, we could see a detonation. James Baldwin's The Fire Next Time could easily become our fire right here. This must become an urgent responsibility for us all. We cannot sit and simply be spectators as the society falls apart. We get involved because we are citizens, not because we have partisan political ambitions. We, citizens, fought for and secured this Fourth Republic of Ghana. The Fourth Republican Constitution, however imperfect it may have turned out to be in the hands of a predatory political class, was born dripping with blood, tears, and sweat. The blood of the many patriots who died in battle against military dictatorship. The tears of the martyrs, the victims of persecution by the Ghanaian Gestapo of that era, and their relatives and loved ones who lived in fear at what could happen. Of course, as well as the sweat of all those who still try to eke out an honest buck in this impossible economic set of circumstances that characterize our existence. In 30 years of the Fourth Republic, we have created a society in which 7 out of 10 of our compatriots live in poverty, having to get by on average family-sized budgets, and these family sizes are on average 5, average family-sized budgets of 140 Ghana cedis a day. 5 people, 140 Ghana cedis a day. That is the average that is available to 70% of the population. It is a crime against humanity that we have allowed this to happen.
Increase dialysis fees to cover part of the cost and render the service unsustainable in the long run. However, the subsequent statement by the hospital's chief executive officer on Good Morning Ghana on the 28th of September 2023 contradicted the PRO's explanation. And according to the CEO, the tax exemptions were still in effect, but the hospitals opted to pay the duties to expedite the clearing of these medical consumables and avoid incurring demurrage charges which may exceed the required duties. The long and short of this explanation is that the hospitals incurred additional costs on medical consumables by paying duties either to the withdrawal of tax waivers, as said by the PRO, or to expedite the delivery of essential medical consumables, as reported by the CEO. Mr. Speaker, as of now, there has been no official communication as to whether the duties paid to expedite the clearing of dialysis medical consumables have been refunded. But even more interesting is the fact that the hospitals owe suppliers of dialysis consumables about 4 million Ghana cedis, which is making it very difficult for the hospital to secure these consumables. The figure, other government hospitals continue to provide dialysis services at the old rate of 380 Ghana cedis, with some even offering the same service at lower fee of 350 Ghana cedis. This glaring inconsistency raises serious concerns about the commitment of the government to resolving this issue. If indeed Kolebu teaching hospitals pay duties for dialysis medical consumables and the government is unwilling to reimburse these costs, the situation demands immediate clarification and resolution. Mr. Speaker, although government hospitals enjoy tax waivers on the import of dialysis medical consumables, private hospitals and clinics offering dialysis do not enjoy the same tax regimes. Patients seeking dialysis service out of Kolebu are therefore confronted with high prices, some 2 or 3 times fees they have to pay for dialysis at Kolebu teaching hospitals. The Minister for Health, in a meeting with a section of minority MPs on the 13th of October, assured that plans were far in advance to have the center reopened soon. Unfortunately, this soon seems to last longer than anticipated. The Minister understands that immediate action is required to alleviate the sufferings and financial strains on dialysis patients. However, constraints to reopen the center may be coming from other avenues requiring the attention of this House. The reopening of the outpatient department cannot continue to remain in abeyance. Mr. Speaker, even more distressing is a statement from the Renal Patient Association to the effect that since the closure of outpatient department of the renal unit in May this year, more than 19 outpatients have died. The tragic loss of life emphasizes the urgency of the matter and the necessity for immediate intervention, Mr. Speaker. It is imperative that the renal unit outpatient department is promptly reopened and the approved 380 Ghana cedis fee charge is reinstated. Mr. Speaker, I therefore call on this House, with your guidance, to call the Minister responsible for health to come to this House and clarify why the outpatient department of renal unit of Kolebu Teaching Hospital remains closed and what measures have been instituted to ensure that the facility is reopened as soon as possible.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning, and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Tuesday, the 7th day of November 2023. By His grace, we're live and we're here. We're at another edition of the show. Our gratitude will go to the Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly. But let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. 2024 presidential election. 3 aspirants lace up boots. Economic issues key decider, according to analysts. Allow foreigners to vote in local level elections. ILGS director urges. Speaker advocates new global governance structure. National Cathedral shouldn't divide Christian front. Reverend Dr. Frimpong. Ghanaian Times. Let's build thriving blue economy. VIP appeals. An exclusive interview on MPP presidential primaries. Vice President Dr. Bawumia's election expected. Alan Shermantin. Provisional voters registration exhibition ends today nationwide. National Security Health Minister summoned before Parliament Thursday. Daily Guide. Bawumia will whip Mahama Akufo-Addo. Court orders mental test for Axim in Maslow trial. I'll help improve blue economy. Otumfo leads Komfanoche Teaching Hospital $10 million fundraising. The New Crusading Guide. I'll beat JM and VIP. Alan reacts to election of Bawumia. Clash of the Titans. Sami Jemfi writes on Bawumia Mahama. Dr. Bawumia's running mate blues. Minister sets desperate desire in motion. Lobbies diasporas with lies. Already. I see. Hooligans attack Electrochem. 1 person loses life. Lithium agreement is a bad deal. IES and ASEP. And the paper has a correction. It says in our Monday 6th November 2023 edition, we inadvertently used a different news story for our banner story on the front page. We wish to apologize for the error. We have ever repeated the same story in today's edition. Every inconvenience caused is deeply regretted. The Inquisitor, who partners Bawumia, desperate minister caught, wooing diasporas with lies. Who is that desperate minister? Look at that. Okay, I'll look for the desperate minister's name and let you know. Okay. All right. Okay. Thatcher eulogizes later Kutuampao. Get Fund holds stakeholder forum today. Akosombo Dam spillage. We can't accept one more week of government silence. The Daily Statesman. NPP will defeat NDC in 2024. Akufo-Addo says Ghana can't afford Mahama's return. NSS, JOSPON, AAC collaborate to enhance Ghana's food security. KPMG predicts doubling of Ghana's growth rate in 2024. Government steps up action against coastal landscape degradation. The Finder, 16,000 get jobs via YEA Job Center out of 22,000 vacancies advertised in 3 years. That's according to Emmanuel Kwesia Friye. First Lady calls for support to make Ghana STEM frontrunner in Africa. ECG begins audit of all meters. Engineer Otu. Credible assessment tools deliver effective leadership. Hogan assessments. Dagbon will adopt the Anglo model for peace building. Yana Abubakar. Economy Times. 2024 budget to focus on jobs, economy expansion amidst tax review calls by businesses. Ghana's partially guaranteed notes affirmed. BOG threatens to suspend ADB Forex license. That's about it for the front pages. We'll be back shortly.
ready for something refreshing and great tasting? For your kids' enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
For your graduation enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
Beach hangout?
Angel Cola.
For all your refreshing moments?
Angel Cola.
For your parties, get-togethers, events, and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola.
Radio Grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you.
Enjoyment Cola.
Angel Cola.
The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA approved.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
To help meet your business and private printing needs successfully, we have just the right products and services. At Appointed Time Printing Limited, we specialize in digital printing, offset printing, packaging and security printing. Our innovative designs and complete professional printing is the solution.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety, creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Inside Black Star Press Limited, grow inside the invective minds, evolving concepts and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity and natural wonder with our works. Inside Black Star Press Limited, in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and cover the makers in
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night, that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. I'm up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Ewo Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasa Zongo Junction. At the K Pharmacy Dining. Or Yari Fateman Boga Junction. Junction, Ashaman, Valco Flat, Kumasi, Ahinema Kokobin, Asafubuachi Hospital Junction. Sakrani, Kuma, number 9 market.
To and tell mom and dad about the Maker's Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, give it to me. Hey, man. Go. One time. Stop. Enough you guys, so continue.
Prepare yourself to unleash even more moolah by staking from 1 Ghana cedi to 350 Ghana cedis. And you could win 26 times your stake on the exciting new Pick 1 game from Game Park. Play by dialing *946# on all networks via our website or download the Game Park app on www.gameparkgames.com. Choose your Pick 1 number from 1 to 36. Place your stake and watch our live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily.
Hey, live life like me with Game Park. Game Park, more moolah, more power.
This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning is the Deputy Minister of Energy, who's also the Member of Parliament for the 2nd B constituency. He's a legal practitioner. Andrew Japa Mesa is here with me on the show. Good morning.
Morning, my brother. It's been a while.
Yes.
It's always good to be here.
Great to see you.
Seeing that, these days the pressure is a lot.
Also with me on
I'm catching up with you very fast there with the green beard.
I tell you. Also with me on the show this morning is a Member of Parliament for one of my hometowns, Ningo Pram here. And here's Samuel Ante George.
Manje mi ba mani.
Manyaba.
No fa na ojugba.
Ni modroma na.
Na bo eche. Shinje eche le wo ko. Oda no ntwoshe. Shida ha Yehovah.
Amen. All right. So, ready to treat your callers to good tunes while you win incredible rewards and points by purchasing, renewing, copying, or gifting your favorite caller tunes. And you can win amazing prizes based on your total accumulated points. You build as many points as possible and you can win tons of data to stay connected to the things you love, or you can win an amazing 10,000 cedis cash prize to splash on your favorite things. It's a perfect way to entertain your callers with music and get rewarded at the same time. Start collecting your caller tunes points today. Visit callertunes.mtn.com.gh or just dial *1355# to get started on the MTN Caller Tunes service. Promo lasts till today. Today is the last day. And terms and conditions apply. Now, brushing your kids' teeth sometimes becomes difficult due to the resistance because of the taste of the toothpaste available to them. Use Kel Kids toothpaste flavor with strawberry. That gives a perfect taste for kids and makes them develop a personal attitude and love for brushing their teeth always. Kel Kids toothpaste protects child's gum, prevents cavities, and makes the teeth strong and healthy with freshness all day. Kel Kids toothpaste is recommended for children between 2 and 6 years. When it's a product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasu, and is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel Kids, happy smile. And enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. The pains of climbing stairs when not exercising could be challenging for all ages. But worry no more. Lifts and Elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices. And guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lifts and Elevators at Sakumono or just call them on 0200535515 or send a mail to elevators@gmail.com for consultations on the best solution and easy vertical movements. And whatever you do, wherever you go, whoever you are, drink Angel Cola, your key to enjoyment. Angel Cola, love it. Ready for something refreshing, great tasting with excellent flavors? Unia, you've got varieties to choose from. Angel Orange for that special occasion. Angel Mango, Angel Peach, refresh your mood. Angel Apple Lime. Angel Drinks produce vitality and maintain fluid in normal balance. Angel Drinks, refreshing, invigorating, and exciting. Angel Drinks are produced by Adonko Soft Drinks Beverages Limited. Angel Drinks taste like our day and recommended for including children. You can reach them on 0244-832286 and 0507878668. And Kingdom Herbal is the first to introduce garlic bitters and capsules in Ghana over 20 years. Kingdom Garlic Bitters and Capsules helps boost the human immune system and prevents many diseases. It lowers blood pressure, cholesterol at all levels in the blood. New Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules for men, recommended for the treatment of sexual weakness, waist pain, premature ejaculation, low sperm count, mental stress, etc. Tremendous capsules for women, effective for the treatment of candidiasis, bad odor, severe menstrual pains and disorder. Kingdom Herbal Center is located at Kimberley Avenue, Kanshi Drug Lane. For bulk purchase or visit the nearest pharmacy or herbal shop. Call 0275804064 030-967313. Okay, so let's start off with the primaries. Okay, so I'll take your views on it. I'm sure that there are different angles to look at it from. Then I read a story attributed to you that you were disappointed in the result from Second D.
Let me say good morning to our church viewers and my good friend Sam George and yourself. Obviously, it was completely out of context.
Okay. The report?
Yes, the report was completely, of course, consistent with our online portals. They cut a bit of what it is that you see. Because prior to the count or during the course of the voting, I had indicated based on engagements that I had had with my police station officers and coordinators and constituency officers that His Excellency the Vice President, we're going to get 90% in Second D. And so post the count, when I was interviewed, I said that, well, my disappointment was that we couldn't make the 90, but obviously 79.95, okay, which is just about 80% in itself, is an overwhelming endorsement by all accounts. And of course, conveniently, they cut that part and put it out there to say that. But I was extremely proud of my police station officers, my coordinators and constituency officers. Because in these 2 weeks prior to the election, I was out of town. I came into town on the Thursday and I went into Second D. You know, of course, I'd engaged them on several occasions before I left for some official engagements in Singapore and New Delhi. And so the Thursday night, I met with them. Saturday morning, I met with them again briefly. And so my expectation really was what it is that I had put out. But I thank them so much, and indeed the generality of the party people across the country for the excellent work that they did. It was a peaceful election by all accounts, incident-free. They came out and voted massively for His Excellency the Vice President. And so that's what it is. Of course, it's also appropriate to commend all the participants as well. My good friend Sam George and I as chairman, Honorable Kenny Japan, who was our chairman of the communications committee. I was his vice. I believe you are the deputy ranking, right? So we were leadership in the communications committee for putting up a good show. I knew he was going to do well, but I did not expect that he was going to cross 30%. You know, so he came out strongly, demonstrated quite clearly that the grassroots, he had some, you know, following. Okay, and of course, Honorable Adainimo and Honorable Efri Ekuto, they all did extremely well, participated in the process that obviously goes to enrich our internal democracy. Okay, but that said, I think it's appropriate that we all congratulate His Excellency the Vice President. He made a good showing for a candidate who was contesting for the first time as flag bearer. It's never happened that anybody has garnered more than 60% in the past. So 61%. I hear people try to downplay it. But Randy, it is not for nothing that the pass mark for winning a presidential election or even a primary or any election for that matter is 50+1. Okay, because that in itself constitutes the majority. And if you cross 50+1 and get to 60 and get to 61, anybody who tries on the plate is only tickling himself, you know, and that's really their beef.
What if it's juxtaposed against what his own campaign team said in terms of their projections?
Andy, yes. You go into an election and you want to put out, you know, a strong message, a strong position. You do some assessment, you do some analysis. I've told you that based on the work that I did in second D, I was expecting not less than 90%. Okay.
And you had?
And I had 80.
Yes.
Okay, 10 percentage point short. But I should be excited about the 80. Because that in itself is an overwhelming endorsement. So if the expectation based on the work that had been done was that His Excellency the President was going to get between 70 and 80%, okay, and he makes 61. You know, a lot of things happened in the run-up to the election.
So I just raised the issue because, for example, when the I remember when the Global Info Analytics the poll came out, and they were looking at
runoff.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's what they indicated.
They said 59. No, their final one, it was 50.
Final one was 59.
Yeah, 59 or something, and they had a variance of I think 1.9 or so. Yes, and so, and then I think Samia Oku's response, is the campaign coordinator, was that anything that put the vice president below 70 is not something that they will take serious. And this was not like somebody's wish or anticipation. This was a poll, you know. And then issues about the expectations, work they've done, they ran their polls and all that. This was it. That's just one part. Now the other part too, and it's what I've heard analysts say, and I have also looked at the data, that first of all, I don't even see the basis for a comparison between this one and the pre-2010 primaries.
When the electoral college was expanded.
Yes, because you can only compare, for example, your super delegates to the previous ones.
Yeah.
But when it comes to what you have now as your delegates, there are over 200,000. You can only start the analysis from 2010. You can't go beyond that.
Obviously, 2010, you didn't have a clean slate of candidates contesting.
No, you still don't get.
No, I get you.
I get the point.
I get you in terms of the numerical strength. I get you perfectly.
If you were to look at the super delegates, because what you had prior to 2010 was like the super delegates.
Yes.
Was more like the super delegates.
Yes.
But from 2010 is when it changed, and you had the super delegates, and then you had
the polling station.
Now, if you look at the data from 2010, in 2010, what the winner got in the super delegates, he got more in the main election. In the subsequent one, I think 2014.
Yes.
What he had in the super delegates, he had more in the main election. And then you had this one for Dr. Baumia. And I think that he had about 67 point something in the super delegates. And then he dropped, you know, down instead of appreciating, as has been the case in the last 2 elections. So for me, that perhaps is how we need to look at it.
Yeah, like you said, there are several angles that you can put to some of these things, but you cannot do that comparison.
Yes.
Okay, without discounting the personalities involved.
Oh yes.
Because obviously, in 2010, the party was clear in his mind that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was the one who was the next leader of our party, having lost the 2008 general election by a very slim margin. It was an overwhelming view within the party ranks that it was a stand. Okay, that position was, if you like, consolidated by the outcome of the 2012 general election, where the overwhelming view within the party was that he had been cheated out of the win.
Not to catch you.
Yeah, sure.
The Global Info Analytics, this was the final one, what they call the most realistic outcome. So you can see here. So there they put a 58.4 for Alaji, and then put a 40.4 for Ken. And the it had a plus or minus of 1.91, and so if you look at it, you see which is more closer. So this is what they brought out, what they said was the most realistic outcome, and a plus or minus of 1.91. So you can approximate it to 2%.
So that puts it at 60.
So that puts it at 60.4.
60.4. Well, interesting.
And then if you deduct it from this, you
I'm not sure I
saw
this
one. Okay.
Yeah, the one that I saw was the runoff one.
Yes.
Okay, because like I said, I was out of town for a bit on some official engagement, so I really never paid attention to this one. But to the point about the previous ones and this.
Yes.
So clearly, 2012 post the elections petition, it was clear within the ranks of the party that His Excellency the President had been, cheated out of the election of 2012. And so there again, overwhelmingly, the party felt that he should be the one that is given an opportunity to lead. And so if you like, this is an election that had people who hadn't contested the primaries before running on a clean slate, like in the past, albeit under a different numerical arrangement or setting. And so I think that whichever way you look at it, okay, His Excellent President, the Vice President had overwhelming endorsement by the party folks, both at the super delegates level, Congress. Okay, a lot of things happened between the super delegates and the main election of last weekend. Some unfortunate. I don't think that politics should degenerate to that kind of levels. We can debate the issues without necessarily focusing on personal attacks. Okay, but that's been the trend, in both parties over the years. And I think that as our democracy matures, we all ought to find ways of sanitizing the space and making it a campaign that is more based on issues as opposed to personal attacks and all that. But that said, I mean, last Saturday evening was an exciting one. Clearly all the aspirants accepted the outcome of the result in good faith. They've all committed to the cause of our great party and have pledged to support His Excellency the Vice President, prosecute a campaign against our friends in the NDC in the run-up to the 2024 election. And I expect that if you look at the personality of the Vice President, his qualities, competent management of the economy, albeit the challenges that we are facing now, which, except to say those who pretend to be ostriches who want to set Ghana apart from whatever else is happening in the world and claim that all those have no impact whatsoever on our fortunes at this point. Randy, I've always said that, yes, prior to COVID, we had issues, and there's no denying. Because if you look at even the reporting that the Finance Ministry elected to report our finances to Parliament, you recall the below-the-line reporting to distinguish clearly some significant unplanned expenditure that had been incurred, separate and distinct from the regular revenue and expenditures of government, to let everybody see what the real picture is. It tells you that we had issues, and how to deal with that was clearly outlined in the media framework, okay, that had been presented to Parliament. And if a pandemic of apocalyptic proportions strike the world and every economy is suffering, those that, like COVID when it occurred, that people who had underlying conditions could not survive it. Ghana's economy, because of the underlying conditions that we had, couldn't withstand in the same way as other countries have been able to withstand COVID. Okay, and so that's the reality. Clearly, that pandemic cannot be attributed to any individual. Okay, and post that, what steps have the government taken to take us out of the doldrums, including tightening expenditure and raising revenue? You recall what transpired in Parliament. I've sat here and said that that act of Parliament approving a budget, approving the Appropriations Act, and refusing to approve some of the revenue measures that was going to fund the budget, in breach of Section 22 of the Public Financial Management Act. It was a lawless act on the part of Parliament, which obviously had consequences. You saw the run. The foreign investor community on our economy. Okay, you may disagree with a certain government policy, yes, then this is opposed e-levy. But if the law enjoins you to do a certain act by a certain date and refuse to do it, knowing very well that that failure or refusal has consequences, you cannot go up river and go and muddy the waters and run down and come and ask Odikru what happened to the water. Okay, those were consequences for that default. Hence the decision to go to IMF. Okay, and thankfully we're looking at turning the corner, and we'll get there. I'm very, very positive that with all the things that I've seen, the 2024 budget being prepared, we'll see clear path towards recovery that this country is going to see. And so next year we'll see how the good people of this country would decide. But obviously they'll look at the qualities of the personalities involved. Thankfully, we have a candidate in the person of the former president representing the NDC. He's been vice president before. He's been president before. We saw his governance in the midst of a cough from China, which was even basis for the economic performance during his tenure. Yet they turn around and say that don't talk about COVID because everybody encountered externalities. I seem to say all the externalities are the same. Randy, yesterday I was on a show with Felix. He says to me that we did not accept the reasons that they gave for the economic downturn during the era of President Mahama, right? And so, albeit he says that really accounted for the impact of the economic performance at the time. And so they are not going to accept what it is that COVID has done to the economy of Ghana today. But the question is it real? Right? So we'll leave it to the good people of Ghana to decide.
I have a question. Anytime this issue of COVID.
But what's your problem?
It's appearing to be a dialogue between the two of you.
Anytime this COVID issue comes up, if I look at the figures, I look at the data, I mean, how much accrued to this government as a result of COVID? And how much? And it was even yesterday that I even realized that in 2019? In 2019, we didn't even meet our revenue target. 2019. We didn't meet 2017, we met 2018. 2019, we didn't meet our revenue target. So even the issue of the revision of 2020, although COVID was given as a reason, the preceding year, we didn't even meet our revenue target. If we look at the inflows as far as COVID is concerned, if we look at the support from the central bank, the amount of money that the central bank has supported his economy with, and what we got from COVID, I find it difficult that irrespective of all these monies, we still are slaying COVID.
You see, Randy, it's not a question of slaying COVID. Okay, I just asked that, was COVID a reality? Did it happen?
Yes, it did.
It did.
Yes.
And was there any fallout from that?
Yes.
We can do the reconciliation.
Yes.
Okay. And as has been reported consistently in our budgets, yes, you can speak to the Auditor General's report on some infractions. Okay, but substantively, all the revenue that came in, or the inflows that came in, have all been accounted for.
Yes.
Okay, but the economy is suffering based on necessarily COVID alone. I told you had underlying conditions, right, which then impact you in a certain way. Post that, you have some financial challenges that you need to deal with, and all of that is as a result of that shock, okay, that then compounds your problem. So really, I do not see
shock that brings you all these inflows. The finance minister told us how much we got, how much of that went into COVID, direct COVID activity.
Yes.
How much of that money went into
budget
support?
Yes. Yes.
As we speak today, after all the denials and explanations and everything, we now know the interventions that the central bank has made in the economy in terms of monies that have been provided. Now, if you look at all this given to the economy, why will we still be doing a COVID thing?
It's not a question of COVID thing. But if COVID hadn't struck,
yes,
would we have had the shock that we had in our economy?
I think so.
How so?
I think so, on the basis of the inflows that we've had. If we look at the injection, the COVID money, and we look at the central bank injection, I have not even added the intervention of the central bank in the procurement of petroleum products under that gold for oil policy. If you look at it critically, it is the central bank intervening in the procurement of finished products for this country. It is not a policy where central government pays for the procurement. It's the central bank that is providing money for the purchase of gold, and that same money goes to somewhere and it comes back. So it is even central bank financing the
but central
acquisition.
government, central governments have never financed importation of petroleum products across the years.
You don't get the point.
No, I get you perfectly.
I'm saying that proud to the gold for oil policy.
Yeah.
And look at when the gold for oil policy happened.
So if you relate it to inflows,
yes,
and obviously outflows,
yes,
and you say that with all the inflows,
yes,
and you extend it to gold for oil,
yes,
the impression I get is that if some of the outflow was going into gold for oil from those government inflows, then maybe there could be some justification. But even that is being supported by the Bank of Ghana.
I don't get the point, you know.
You don't get the point that I make.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm saying that how you bring in the gold for oil
Yes.
in itself in the conversation that we are having
Yes.
presupposes or suggests to me that
Yes.
your impression is that if government of Ghana was financing the gold for oil, then you could justify some of the outflows to say that look,
No. I'm just saying that the Bank of Ghana even had to intervene at that time because obviously government was broke.
But government has never financed importation of petroleum products.
You don't get a point I'm making.
I get you perfectly.
I am saying that.
So the Bank of Ghana
Yes.
angle is neither here nor there.
It
Because
is.
no, it's not.
It is.
How is it?
It is just
because
like
it has never been a function of government to import petroleum products.
It is just like what is happening. You are Deputy Energy Minister.
Yes.
Under the gold for oil policy.
Let me explain.
Yes.
See, the Bank of Ghana itself, the Bank of Ghana itself had commenced the gold purchase program.
Yes.
To build buffers to support our international trade.
That's different from this.
No, I'm coming. I said
Yes.
that's I'm relating it.
Yes.
So, government then says that look, you're unable to procure sufficient enough forex to support the BDCs that import these petroleum products into Ghana. And so they go into the para market, if you like, or the forex, the open market to look for dollars to procure the gold, the petroleum products. That is leading to instability in the currency because the forward price, right? So can you extend your gold purchase program to support that activity specific? That's all.
No.
What do you mean? I was there when we were formulating the policy. You tell me no. I'm telling you that that's exactly what it is.
Gold for oil policy. The gold for oil policy cannot be an extension of the building of buffer for gold. It cannot be.
Well, how can it
they
not
are
be?
two separate,
Precisely,
distinct
but
things.
Of course, they are not mixed. I said that they are not commingled.
Yes.
But it's an extension.
How can it be?
But why is it not?
They are two
because
separate
Bank of
policies.
Ghana, of course, I haven't said they are the same.
Yeah, so how do you say that is an extension?
See,
They are two separate things.
So Bank of Ghana is the one that ordinarily provides forex to support all our import bills.
Yes.
It can't get sufficient enough.
Yes.
So extend your gold purchase program by buying more over and above what you would ordinarily program, so that you can use that to support importation of oil. That's all.
We will come back and deal with the issue because it is not what you're saying is not one of
Randy,
the cases.
that's exactly what it is. I have the document here.
It is not. It is not a case. It's not a case. When the I just asked you this and I moved to Sam George. When the revenues from the gold for oil policy have been accounted for, who are the beneficiaries of that revenue?
What revenue?
The gold for oil, when it's done and the oil is supplied to the BDCs or OMCs and others, and they sell the revenue. Who are the beneficiaries of that revenue?
Is the person is the company that sells the product?
Which company?
But you are importing the commodity.
Yes.
You have to pay for it.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you import, you pay for it. The owner of the commodity
is there a revenue sharing mechanism that includes the central bank and other institutions?
No.
There's nothing.
No.
So.
But the Bank of Ghana ordinarily, when they finance imports, do they get some revenue share with anybody?
No, I'm asking you a specific question.
But I've answered you.
I said
no.
under the gold for oil.
No.
So the MPA is not a beneficiary.
No. I don't know that MPA is a beneficiary.
Oh, if they will be, because you say you have the policy.
I'm saying that there's no revenue sharing.
Okay, all right. Okay.
There's no revenue to be shared.
Okay, so let's hold it there. Sam, let me bring in.
Randy, a very good morning to you and a very good morning to our viewers. Bobo has spent almost the last 30 minutes trying to explain to us how the NPP seeks to rebrand the colossal failure that is Mahmoud Bawumia. There is no amount, they can drink all the tea in China. It won't change the fact that Bawumia is a colossal failure. He's an economic trickster. When it comes to ICT and digitization, he's a scammer. And he's been generally a con artist parading as an economic messiah. They can't change our minds about that. In fact, within the NPP, almost 40% of their own elected polling station members, and these are supposed to be the leaders of the party, agree with me and majority of Ghanaians that Bawumia is incompetent and unfit to be president of this country, and that he's an abysmal failure who should not even come anywhere near the running of this country. 40%, almost 40% of the NPP's own members. In fact, the people of Ningo Pram, your people that I represent, gave an overwhelming statement during the primaries. MPP polling station executive.
What did they say?
418, just one shy of 419, voted for Bawumia. 505 voted for Kennedy Ejapon. So even in Ningo Pram, which is my constituency, the MPP there does not see Bawumia as fit to lead, even their party, not to talk of Ghana. Now, Randy, anybody can try to play gymnastics, but you see, the problem of the NPP is that they are so incompetent and arrogant, such a toxic mixture, that they tell us one thing. When we try to hold them to it, then they try to change the goalpost and shift the goalpost. I'm not the one, NDC is not the one saying Bawumia's 61% is a sign of failure and that Bawumia has failed. Today, Bobo tells us that pass mark is 50.
But is that not true?
Randy, it is not us. They set the marking scheme. They had their favorite pollster, Benefson, say that the MPP presidential primaries, Bawumia will win with around 75% of votes. Benefson. They pushed that. On the 4th of November, that morning of the election, the chairman of the Mines and Energy Committee of Parliament and member of Parliament for Achimebwawa, if I'm not mistaken, Honorable Samuel Atachia, said Bawumia's victory is a foregone conclusion. We want 80% margin for him.
That's an aspiration.
Oh, Randy, naturally. On the 30th of October, MPP primaries, Bawumia tipped to win 80%, his campaign team. Then, on the 30th of October, they released another poll to counter Musa Dankwa's Global Info Analytics. MPP flag bearership race, Bawumia predicted to win over 80%. Polls suggest, not aspiration. They said the poll suggests, and they said a new poll conducted by two renowned research outfits, Center for Sustainable African Development Initiative. So, Randy, we didn't set the pass mark. They did.
What are the names of the two?
So when conduct a new primaries because he didn't get 80.
Then Randy,
yes.
Randy,
yes.
Anodompre, Chief Whip, yes. Chief Whip of the majority in Parliament, an MP for Nsamwam Adojiri,
yes,
said 95% of MPP MPs support Bawumia. Then,
but is that not
true? It's not true. Have you seen the results?
The results of MPs.
Randy, look at the constituencies and see how did 95% vote for Bawumia. Then, when Musa Dankwa put out his research,
yes,
Samir Wuku, my friend Samir Wuku, says any poll that gives Bawumia less than 75% is not serious. So when Bawumia scores 61%, is Bawumia serious? Is it me saying it? According to Bawumia's own campaign manager, Sami Ewuku, he says that if anybody says Bawumia will score less than 75%, that person is not serious. The MPP agents and polling station executives gave him 61%. So is Bawumia serious? Should we, as a country, take Bawumia serious per his own campaign manager? This is not Samjojo. This is Baumia's own campaign manager, Samuel. So they set the standard. We are using their own marking scheme. They can't change the marking scheme. Randy, you can't go into an exam and after you failed, you come and tell the examiner that, oh, change the marking scheme because I don't like my mark. That's what the MPP is trying to do. Now, Randy, this whole debate about Mahama and Bawumia, you know, I know Bobo is a Christian, but you know, you should love your neighbor like yourself. Bobo and his colleagues are setting Bawumia up for ridicule. And it's very unchristian-like. Because he knows that this challenge he is throwing, by the time we are done, Bawumia cannot win Class 6 prefect in Ningo DAJHS. Because he will be seen as completely useless to lead and unfit to lead. A man who was touted as the economic messiah. And Randy, go to Bawumia's own website. You know he has a campaign website. Go to his website. The website touts him as the best vice president in the history of the Fourth Republic, or in the history of Ghana actually. In Ghana's 60-something year existence, it touts Bawumia as our best ever vice president. His own website.
You disagree?
Oh, Randy, if there is a description worse than West, that's Bawumia. Bawumia. Muslim by day, Christian by night. This hypocrite. We will get to it. We will deal with exposing him for what he really is. And you will realize that Bawumia should not come near leading any. Look, Bawumia should not be made to manage the KVIP at Nima. That's how horrible he is at leadership. This guy is a trickster.
Put some respect on
him.
No, this guy.
No, I mean, our Vice President Bawumia is a confident trickster. He's a con artist. That's what he personifies what a con artist is. Because he's deceitful, he's dishonest, he has no candor. You can't take his word for it. And such a character, or someone who has such character, cannot be entrusted with leadership of a noble country like Ghana. On his own website, he claims and attributes to himself all the successes of this government, that he's the brainchild behind it. But Randy, in 2018, thankfully, I was sitting in that chamber with my very good friend Ejapa Mesa. On the 8th of February 2018, when the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, came to deliver his State of the Nation's address. And I quote him. I'm quoting from his statement. I am glad to be able to report that the economic management team, under the stellar leadership of the strong, brilliant economist, Vice President Mamudu Bawumia, has risen to the challenge, and the hard work is beginning to show positive results. Today, Bawumia and his praise singers say that we cannot hold him responsible for the shambles that our economy is in. And they'll be quick to tell you, oh yes, 2018 things were going well. Randy, I'm going to read again, parliamentary record, the State of the Nation's address, the budget, the economic policy of 2016, presented to Parliament by Honorable Setekpe. I read from paragraph 138 of the 2016 budget. Real GDP is expected to achieve an average growth of 8.2% over the medium term, that is 2016 to 2018 in brackets, with projected growth of 5.4% in 2016, 9.9% in 2017, and 9.3% in 2018. Non-oil GDP is expected to grow at an average of 6.9% over the medium term, growing by 5.4% in 2016, 7.1% in 2017, and 8.5% in 2018. And there's table 19 there, which is on page 39, which gives you oil and non-oil GDP growth. Randy, Ghana had gone into an IMF program in 2015. Our growth rate for the medium term between 2016 to 2018 was established on the back of the new oil wells that had been discovered and drilled and explored and made commercially viable by John Dramani Mahama. So the growth rate of 2017 and 2018 had absolutely nothing to do with the incompetent management of Akufo-Addo and Bawumia. They did nothing. I dare Bawumia and Mesa sitting here to show us one policy measure that they took that led to our improved the increased growth rate in 2017, 2018, and 2019. It was simply the benefits of the IMF program that John Dramani Mahama had taken and undertaken in 2015. The IMF and World Bank had stated all of this. And look, Randy, there are stories to this effect. I can give you, look, from the Financial Times, 25th October 2016, Ghana revises growth forecast for 2017. It says Ghana has scaled down its growth forecast for its GDP for 2017 to 7.4%, as against 8% previously estimated. So, and this is reported by Reuters, 25th October 2016. So even with a downward review, it had come to 7.4% growth rate. What did they do differently? I'm saying that they should tell us exactly what they did. Really, their growth rates for 2017 and 2018, these guys came and met it. So when Bawumia garrulously was laughing at the 100-day in office thing and saying that he had, I mean, this is a country where right now we take our comedians serious and take and consider our politicians, our government as a joke. Because Bawumia stands there and is cracking jokes and laughing at himself. When he went and said that he has arrested the dollar and handed over the keys to the IGP. He arrested the dollar at what? 3.8 Bank of Ghana rate, 4.1 black market or forex rate, bank rate 4.1. When he arrested the dollar and handed over the keys, it was 4.1 on the black market, 3.8 interbank rate. Today, interbank rate is 11.7. The markets are trading at 12.1. And this is what it means for him to have arrested the dollar. I mean, what do you take us for? Who do you take us for? That you can just wake up and throw anything at us? Look, Randy, this government is good at branding and rebranding. That's all the MPP is good at, and sloganeering. They sit here and say doomso and all of that. Randy, if we did not have doomso, Randy, do you remember France 98? You're a sports person. France 98. Did we not watch France 98 with power load shedding in this country?
Yes.
Was there no load shedding in 1983?
Those are all documented.
No. So when they make doomso about John Mahama, you see, I'm just showing you how cynical and evil and wicked these people are. You take doomso and make it about John Mahama. When President Kufuor, in fact, under President Rawlings, we watched France 98 with doomso. When Ghana was in 2007, President Kufuor had to take pastors to go and pray for water. Rain to fall for Akosombo Dam to get water. If we did not have doomso, would he have had to do that? Then the man who decides that we need to bring an end to this perennial problem that has plagued us from the 80s and takes direct adequate steps, starting from his predecessor, Professor Mills, with Atuabo gas plant, to John Mahama's Ameri and car power ship interventions. You sit here and want to poo-poo such a legacy. But that is what the MPP is good at. Now, I'll be a good person to take Bobo and some of his colleagues before the Privileges Committee of Parliament for saying that the minority and Parliament acted illegally and lawlessly. That's what he said.
But he's quoted a relevant law.
What law?
He quoted it.
Which law says that Parliament must pass any bill, revenue bill that comes before it willy-nilly? There is no such law in Ghana.
No, he says that to approve and exempt a tax handle in his
Randy,
view
I put it to you
illegal.
that my good friend has lied. The Public Financial Management Act that he quotes does not say, it does not impose a burden on Parliament to shove where the sun don't shine, oversight responsibility of ensuring that we hold government accountable and right. That law does not say that when the government brings a useless law, because it is a tax handle, we must pass it. Then why do we have Parliament?
No, he says that, unless you didn't hear him.
Randy, he says that the NDC breached the law. I wrote it down. He said Parliament. He said Parliament acted lawlessly.
Yes.
And I'm saying to you that in itself is contempt of Parliament.
Why?
Parliament did not act lawlessly. When Parliament carries out its oversight responsibility and scrutinizes a tax measure that government is proposing, or a proposal from government, and says to government, this measure you are bringing in, 1, your projections are wrong. 2, it will not fix the problems that you claim you want to fix. 3, these are alternatives that would make this workable. And the arrogance of the incompetent people in government says that it is either our way or the highway. And you create this mess. You turn around and say Parliament in carrying out its own constitutional mandate of oversight. You tell me that we are acting lawlessly. That is disrespect to the chamber that we sit in. And Randy, I beg you, please give me 2 minutes. Randy, to tell me that what Parliament said was lawless, have we been vindicated or not? The e-levy has not been able to make tithes 10% of what they projected. Because you see, Randy, and look, Bobo sitting here, he's MPP, but Bobo has served with me on the communications committee. Bobo cannot sit here before the God he serves and man and say that he doesn't know my competence or trust my abilities when it comes to the ICT sector. And so when I tell him and his government that the e-levy projections were going to fail, and that the 600 whatever they said, they were 60 billion they were going to make was phantom money, and that it would not materialize. Bobo agreed.
Where is the 60 billion coming from?
The revenues you say we're going to make from e-levy,
60 billion.
6 billion.
6 billion. 6 billion. You said we're going to make 6 billion, and I asked them at that time the total value of money, real value of money circulating in the mobile money ecosystem at the time was 2.8 billion. So how do you make almost 3 times the value of the real money? Are we not sitting here today? Have they been able to even make 1 billion? No. So you see, Randy, when Parliament does what it ought to do, point out the weakness and the inabilities of government, and government is recalcitrant and arrogant and chooses to go down and drives us into a ditch, and because you bastardized going to the IMF, you sit down for 2 years and refuse to go to the IMF and worsen the situation, then you come back and tell us Russia, Ukraine, and COVID. Randy, the government through the finance minister came to Parliament to account for COVID expenditure and revenues.
Before you go on with that, I just want us to clarify this little thing. Bobo did not disagree. Okay, Bobo did not take issue with your disagreement with the e-levy. He said that you cannot purport to approve the financial statement or the budget and seek to single out a tax handle, because what you are approving is actually the projected revenues and the projected expenditure.
And you approve the expenditure.
And that you cannot approve the expenditure without the accompanying revenue. And that's singling out that thing and approving the rest, in his view, amounted to an illegality. That's the point he's making.
Thank you very much.
Randy, an illegality would only be occasioned, and again, he's a senior lawyer. An illegality can only be occasioned when there's a breach of law.
So let me read the law.
True or false?
Yes.
So let me read the law.
And I am saying to you that there is no law under the sun in Ghana that prohibits Parliament from doing what we did. Absolutely none. There is no law in this country that says. Wait, let me finish.
I'll let you explain that.
There is no law in this country that says that once government brings a tax handle, we must approve. Wait, sit down. We must approve it just like that. You are not going on break until I finish. Sit down. Randy.
So I have a new producer.
Randy, COVID-19 and Russia, Ukraine. Jesus Christ. COVID-19. The finance minister was summoned to Parliament.
Yes.
That day I saw you in the chamber. I don't know if you were paying attention. But he said to us that government spent 19 billion Ghana cedis. 19 billion Ghana cedis on COVID-19 expenditure. Andy, let's give them a round of applause. Now, how much did government get? We can't give you the total figure because it is an ongoing concern. Government is still getting money. Because Randy, today, I have given my son 5 cedis. He's going to go and buy meat pie during his lunchtime. My 8-year-old son buying meat pie during his lunchtime is paying 1% COVID tax to this bunch of clueless, incompetent people in government. Everything you do in this country today, there is a 1% COVID tax that we are paying. So that one is an ongoing concern. They have not come to account to us how much has accrued. So let's leave the 1% COVID tax. But the monies that came from institutional bodies to government amounted to 21.8 billion Ghana cedis.
The finance minister told you that in parliament.
Yes, I'm quoting the finance minister.
Yeah, he did.
It's not me.
Yes.
So Randy, if COVID cost us 19 billion, but earned us 21.8 billion, Randy, simple mathematics says that if I spent 19 billion on something and that same thing got me 21.8 billion, COVID was a bad thing, but
maybe you're attributing.
We made profit of 2.8 billion.
No, maybe you're attributing expenditures to COVID other than the expenditures that the finance minister attributed.
No, Randy. He gave us total.
So listen to me. Listen to me on this one.
Okay.
The parliamentary thing. Maybe I'll pull out the
yes.
When he gave the figure,
yes,
he gave what was spent on COVID.
Yes.
It was about 8 billion.
Yes.
And then he said the rest, about 12 billion, was for budgetary support.
Yes.
So it wasn't 19 billion on COVID.
So even the expenditure on COVID alone was 8 billion.
About
8 billion.
The rest was for budget
support.
Yes.
But Randy, you let us even say that the budgetary support, because that's the next thing Bobo will say, that the budgetary support, they needed that to run the economy.
Oh yeah.
So let's even say 19 billion.
If you didn't have that money, you go and borrow.
Exactly. It will be dead.
Yeah,
so let's say 19 billion, including budgetary support and what they really spent on COVID. 19 billion. So Randy, let this lie end today. I am carrying out the funeral of this COVID-19 lie by the MPP government, led by Bawumia and Anado, and with their chief spokesperson, Ejapa Mesa. I am burying and interning that lie today on your show, and you are the prophet, that you are the pastor, officiating pastor. Because you see,
you need to incinerate it.
In fact, that is what we will do. We are incinerating that lie.
Nowhere
again in this country must the MPP use COVID as a lie. In fact, they must come and account for the profit, 2.8 billion that they made from COVID, and we are still paying 1% COVID tax. And you wake up and tell us that you want to compare. Randy, President Mahama will be a good person. Say, you will be a good person to say, not to even stand on the same platform to debate Bawumia. He's beneath you. Because your record is stellar. I mean, we cannot begin to compare the leadership of John Dramani Mahama, even with his flaws, to the best of Mahmoud Bawumia. Someone who, and Randy, you see, a man's character tells you who he is. And look, you know me, I'm taking a break. In fact, I said I wasn't going to do TV till next year. This one is just a cameo appearance. But we will take our time and scrutinize Bawumia for who he is. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, our vice president. We will scrutinize him. I will take him on his so-called digitization drive. When John Mahama is talking digitalization, he is talking digitization. The signal is 2G. 2G. Just voice only. John Mahama is talking 5G. Look, Randy, you're talking about a man whose character you cannot vouch for. Do you know whether our vice president is a Muslim or Christian?
He's a Muslim.
Who told you he's a Muslim? He's a Muslim by day, a Christian by night.
He's
Randy,
a Muslim.
If he's a Muslim, when the issue of hijab, and please, 1 minute, when the issue of hijabs came up in this country for Muslim girls, did you ever hear Dr. Bawumia speak?
Yeah, you can take him on
when the issue, he is not a proper Muslim, and I'll show you why. I'll tell you. No, Randy, please, let me make my case, then you can disagree with me. Yes. When the issue of fasting for girls came up, during Ramadan. Dr. Bawumia was silent. When the youth in the Zongo youth, the Muslim Zongo youth were killed in cold blood in Kumasi, Dr. Bawumia was silent. No true Muslim anywhere in this world believes that Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. No true Muslim. Bawumia, no true Muslim, kneels before a Catholic priest or a pastor to lay hands on them. Bawumia, look, and if you want, you can take the Surah Mariama that talks about who Jesus is. They believe in, the Muslims believe in his immaculate conception. They believe he is Alhamdulillah Isa. He is a prophet of the Most High who was sent. He is a unique prophet. They agree that, but they do not see him. They do not see Jesus Christ as their Lord and personal Savior, as you and I Christians do. Bawumia goes to a church. Right now, he's an associate member of Church of Pentecost, frolicking around the church. The church must begin to purge itself of charlatans. You see, going around and claiming that Jesus Christ is our Lord and personal Savior. He is not a Muslim.
He said that?
Yes. He is not a proper Muslim.
You're saying that he said...
He said Jesus Christ is our Lord and personal Savior and we all believe in him. Bawumia said it. We were in this country.
Okay.
Bawumia is not... Look, the best you can describe him is he's a Muslim by day, a Christian by night. A religious prostitute cannot be our president.
All right, okay. We'll be back shortly.
So many styles to choose, but there's only one sure way to pay. Momo? Yes. Oh yes. Got a payment to make? Just Momo it.
MTN.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asari.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatment like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness, so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the He.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made upgrade models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Chocolate Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi. Kel Chocolate Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic. Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic is my pillar. Let's hear what others are saying about Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic. Who will be careful Endpoint one?
Chesena me ankasa me period no say problems wom ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa na mkwan point no mhwe me modem no mhwe bibia na so mo medu me fire no ene ma won kura me enu hofo kwa na mkwan mu a eba head everything yourself
me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko endpoint omama no nura ene ne ho idea watimi asori anante.
That's Endpoint for you. Hello. Hey, oshisho what che? Okay. A free bra with the Endpoint what dance. I'm the choir no. Me just say my name koye and person my name nyina and me gina sabema na me be fear for there e ho de nyina jaresa. You heard everything. I have secret. Endpoint is my secret. Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic. I'm free. Masenabo masenaba. They say you see you go cashless. Say cashless ya. You say you can be a we see office. You see the power up aba. And also another your BBA. Set up auto credit. Set up auto credit and no one issue. So what problem be up as a history for everything? He answer over power up so. And one on back to us and be up the so only smartphone and money how. And there's only data and so and it's unique memory. And one say, who bring your young phone? Oh, sorry. Who bring your phone? No one direct *226# You are through there. You see the power up no. Mobile money, Visa card, Mastercard, a BHP, you let me see you see the power up. wa hoto so e down sem na simple pa.
The exhibition of the voters register 2023 is here with us now.
Ago Electoral Commission never die voters register ku Tony Mambia akwemni. No liake 2020 voters register ke 2023 provisional voters register wuji na ke shoshi ke ha mlinkwamo ne fata hesamo gbejano toy ke ha district level oshikifon ni ba neke exhibition exercise ne ba no ye polling station se fen kumle ke je 3rd kashi 7th November 2023 lebi majikpawo ka shikpa kana shigmeji ekpa dagbi anyemi ka so ka ogbe ye register mli momo mo bodinte ya oshikifon here ke o voters ID card allow o registration slip ke akwa ke klenklen ogbai o infoniri o hesajin kokome fe ye wo jamlin lo enyo te shoshi me komenesa ke amegbe yon register mlin ete na ole police station dani be ashe ke edwe wa na ajie gbohin agbai ke register mi no le ake isi etogbejiano ni obanya otono kekwa hesanji ni your register mi ye o mobile phone name ewa akra olenuko obada *713*81# koni ofolu prompt ye network efen ko bona fe no ka shohe no yo he my oshikifon gbin no anyemi ko here wo voters register exhibition exercise name ni na kai mwake owo se shihinle damo o vote no.
Your vote is your future.
This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show, I have Andrea Japamesa and Samuel Nati George. But what does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember, I've got a mullah, got a power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on the website at www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some moolah. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power. This game is regulated by a National Lottery Authority and is not for persons under the age of 18. Play responsibly. And charcoal has essential medicinal properties that help remove toxins from our bodies. The natural absorptive property of charcoal helps to remove the bacteria that produces bad breath in the mouth, hence giving you a fresh breath. Kale Charcoal toothpaste has been formulated and produced under strict hygienic conditions with all the necessary production protocols and has been approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Constant use of Kale Charcoal toothpaste gives you a good fresh breath, whiter teeth, reduces dental plaque, makes the gum healthy and strong, prevents cavity, abscess, stomach hangover, and so on. Kale Charcoal toothpaste is recommended for adults and children from 6 years. Kale Charcoal toothpaste for white teeth and fresh breath all day long. And this is another quality product from Samara Company Limited. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, happy smile. And Ayasoko, Betway's cash out just go way better. The enhanced early partial and auto cash out feature lets you cash your bets out early. Cash out a portion of your ongoing bets or even set your bets to cash out automatically. All this to give you way more control over every thrilling bet you place. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. It is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana and it's not for persons under the age of 18. Betway, get way more. And you know, when it comes to our health, God is the healer, but He does the healing through humans. And one way to cure ailments is through alternative medicine. And this is where Amen Alternative Medical Hospital comes in. It's one of the best alternative medicine hospitals in Ghana. So for all your health consultations, counseling, physiotherapy, and homeopathic medicine, Amen Alternative Medical Hospital is the best for you. Amen Alternative Medical Hospital is the first to modernize herbal and homeopathy medicine in Ghana. We have the best medical practitioners from KNUST with the state-of-the-art medical equipment curated for your need. The most obscure ailments can be diagnosed and taken care of. Amen Alternative Medical Hospital is at Klagon on the Lashibia Sherman Road near the Underbridge from Monday to Saturday. They open from Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can reach them on 0207-229-505 or 0244-227-192 to book your appointments. Amen Alternative Medical Hospital, God as the healer. And today is the last day. Today is the last day. Today is the last day. What am I talking about? Are you ready to treat your callers to good tunes while you win incredible rewards and points by purchasing, renewing, copying, or gifting your favorite caller tunes, and you can win amazing prizes based on your total accumulated points? Just build as many points as possible and you can win tons of data to stay connected to the things you love, or you can win an amazing 10,000 Ghana cedis cash prize to splash on your favorite things. There's a perfect way to entertain your callers with music and get rewarded at the same time. Start collecting your caller tunes points today. Visit callertunes.mtn.com.gh or just dial *1355# to get started on the MTN caller tune service. Terms and conditions apply. And Kingdom Home Real Estate provides quality but affordable housing facilities for sale. The facilities are located at a serene environment of Ikuapem, Mekropon, and Ebri with the best weather condition. The Kingdom Home Real Estate is a 30-minute drive from Accra and provides modern touch of comfort. They provide a high-standard security service plus CCTV, standby generators, constant water supply, and electricity. They're surrounded with lovely tourist sites such as Ebri Botanical Garden, Boti Falls, Safari Valley Resort, etc. Pay 70% upfront and spread the rest 30% within 2 years with no interest. You can locate Kingdom Home Real Estate at Ebri, close to Ebri Girls SHS, and a coupon right after the latter junction. You can reach Kingdom Home Real Estate on 0559-761144 or 0555-621-611 or visit them at www.kingdomhomerealestate.com and also visit them on their Facebook page.
Oh, Randy.
Yes, sir.
Consistent with the agenda of our friends, you can see the script from yesterday because all along they know that His Excellency the Vice President is the man to beat. He is the only one who stands in the way of the second coming of their favorite individual, the former President John Mahama. But you see, it's refreshing how you dealt with the issue about the point that I was making about the breach of the Public Financial Management Act. And if you permit me, I'll just read.
Please, go ahead.
So that at least viewers can appreciate the point that I was making. Because as you heard, my good friend Jata, there is no law, obviously, and I can forgive him. Because even as lawyers, we don't know all the laws, offhand.
He says no law bars Parliament from doing what they did.
Well,
that's what he said.
So we'll see this particular act, the Public Financial Management Act 921, section 22. It says that Parliament shall, and Randy, you and I know the import of the word shall.
Mandatory
legislation. By the 31st December of each financial year, consider and approve A, the annual budget and the correlative work plan of government for the ensuing financial year. B, the appropriation bill. And C, any other bill that may be required to implement the annual budget. And then 2 says the annual budget approved by Parliament takes effect from the first day of January of the ensuing year. And so the point that I was making is that these 3 requirements that the law enjoins Parliament to achieve by the 31st, the approval of the budget was done, including the debate and all that took place on the 11th. The appropriations bill, that is the approval to expend, was actually passed. Yet, by the 31st of December, Parliament failed to approve the revenue bills that were part of the revenue and expenditure that had been approved by Parliament in clear violation of the law. That's all. And you cannot deny that that happened and that event in itself had consequences.
Are you suggesting?
Okay, so really,
so Bob, are you suggesting,
sure.
per what you have read, now I have a clear view of what the law says. Are you suggesting that even if Parliament finds something wrong, finds that it cannot agree with what the executive has
so presented. Let me give you an example.
Yes.
The inclusion of the National Cathedral expenditure in the budget.
Okay.
At the approval stage, right? The minority opposed it, and the finance minister had to amend those sections before the budget was approved.
Okay.
But if you approve the budget as is, and you go ahead and approve the expenditure by way of the approval of the appropriations bill, the revenue measures are consequential.
So you're saying that even if the minority, just like the cathedral, if the minority raised issues, with that revenue handle, and the executive failed, to do what it did, like in the case of a cathedral, because the law says that it should be done by a certain
I'm saying
day,
that
willy-nilly approve.
If you approve the budget, and you approve the appropriation, what does it mean? You've approved the composite budget, which is an authorization to spend the money that you are raising, right? You cannot turn around and say that I'm not going to approve the revenue measures because they are consequential.
Could the
executive,
executive have done something on the basis of the protest of the minority? Could they have revised it, although the two had been approved earlier?
No, you couldn't.
They couldn't revise
how could you?
The revenue.
I'm saying that those expenditures have matching revenues. They are projections, yes, but they are matching revenues. That's what a foreign investor looks at to make a determination about whatever investment that they made in your economy and whether government has a capacity to meet its obligations as and when they fall due. And so if you approve the budget, you approve the expenditure, and you say that I'm not going to give you the authorization to go and raise the money, what have you done? So, Jata, I don't just speak out of 10 when it comes to some of these matters. Okay, and I've argued this thing consistently over the years that I think Parliament had, because you cannot approbate and reprobate. Okay, if yes, you objected the approval of the e-levy, but the budget was approved. There was a debate, it was approved, and so everything else per the law is consequential.
But why does the law then differentiate the various approvals? That look, the budget is approved separately, the appropriation is approved separately, the revenue handles are approved separately.
The budget is a policy.
Yes.
Okay, that's a policy document, which, and of course, the appropriations is a law. You can only expend out of the consolidated fund when you have a law that mandates you to do so. And of course, the revenue measures, you cannot impose any revenue without parliamentary approval. And so, but I'm saying that the very moment that you approve the policy and you approve the appropriations, you don't have any option than to approve the revenue measures. They are all consequential. And he knows.
That's the view you hold.
No, that's the position.
Okay, all right, let's move on.
So you see, but I will urge our friends in the NDC, the heat probably is starting too early. And the language that we use, we can all use similar language on your candidate. And if you sit and describe the vice president as economic trickster, ICT scammer, con artist, I don't think that is language that we should entertain in our politicking. Okay. Oh, well, as my view, I and Randy, you know me, I try as much as possible to be decorous in the discourse that we have. Others sit on radio and TV and say all sorts of things. I was brought up in a manner that I cannot, because if we go that route, then you tempt me in also using words that may be unprintable about your candidate. Because look, both of them have been in the political space. There are a lot of things that Mr. Mahama has been accused of. Okay, and if by reason of that you want me to then describe those actions with some adjectives, we can go on that route. Okay, but I don't think that it helps the discourse. Because right from the accusation of the president setting up a committee to investigate him for the acquisition of the aircraft, for the Airbus trials, and the description of him thereof. Okay, Kanazue is all well documented. So I sit here and throw out adjectives to describe him in manner as you have done the vice president. I don't think it's fair. Okay, I know you are a very decent man. Okay, let some other people engage in this kind of language, and let's try and sanitize the debate, for us during the course of this engagement. You see, you can look at the figures that His Excellency the Vice President attained any which way you look at it. The polls that were conducted internally, they are not perfect, but it's not for nothing that the pass mark, nobody set that pass mark by himself. And you cannot determine your own marking scheme when you are going to write an exam. We all write exams and wish and hope that we get an A. But things happen and you don't make the A. But if you pass, you've passed. And so for me, that really is the issue. His Excellency the President, the Vice President, 61.4% vote that he garnered is a massive endorsement. Recall that in 2016, when Mr. Mahama was contesting the election as a sole candidate, right, Randy, with no opponent, in excess of 60,000 NDC members voted against him. They voted no. So if 70,000 or so vote against His Excellency the Vice President, that's not under any circumstances good. Of course, people have issues. He's a sitting Vice President. Our party and issues that arise, people feel that, look, some benefit that they were expecting has not accrued to them, and so with the kinds of promises that Honorable Kennedy Japan made, they felt that they could associate with that. That does not on any circumstance translate to, if you like, an unpopularity of the Vice President within MPP circles. I know very well that he is very solid on the ground. He has overwhelming support of the party. And going into the election, we'll see whether the MPP members in the Pram who voted for Honorable Kennedy Japan would go out there and campaign for His Excellency the Vice President or not. And I'm clear in my mind that that's exactly what he will do. You see, Randy, specific words that are not too offensive that I would want to deal with. If you say that somebody is deceitful and dishonest, can't be taken for his word because of some commitments that he made that maybe hasn't been fulfilled within the broad governance architecture. Why? Our campaign promises that we make by way of our manifestos that we communicate to the people of Ghana. I've seen an assessment that CSOs have made. Okay, on both the MPP and the NDC manifesto of 2012, 2016, and 2020. Okay, and the percentage attainment. Nobody has ever scored 100%. What does it mean? That not all commitments that you make are necessarily going to be achieved. And so if you make commitments, if you make promises based on your vision for the country, and you are unable to attain all of them, how does that make you deceitful and dishonest? Because we can go through a tall list of promises and commitments that the NDC made in 2009 or 2008, won the election in 2009, you never attempted to implement them. Some you came to tell us that, well, they were campaign talk. Some you told us that, well, following your coming into government, you realized that it was impossible to achieve. Was that deceit? Were you being dishonest? Mr. Mahama made huge commitments to the people of Ghana in 2012. By 2016, he hadn't achieved even half of them. Was he dishonest? So let's not use these kinds of things within our policy. Look, everybody has a certain vision, okay? But there are constraints that may occasion your ability to deliver on those commitments that you make to the people of Ghana. Yet, they will measure you by the performance of the totality of all the things that you said and make a determination whether you are worthy of continuation or not. Indeed, in 2020, the NPP stood a test based on its 2016 commitments. The people of Ghana overwhelmingly, by in excess of 500,000 vote difference, voted that the NPP continues. Okay, and so Mr. Mahama was roundly rejected by the people of Ghana in 2016. They saw what it is that he had done. So, I mean, some of these things, let cool heads prevail, and let's have a dispassionate conversation on some of these things. Yes, you hold Dr. Bawumia accountable for the economic performance, and nobody is running away from the economy. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't heard His Excellency the Vice President shy away from speaking on the economy. He said categorically that yes, this is where we are coming from. These are the issues that we have been confronted with, and this is the path that we are having to take to ensure that we get ourselves out of the situation. And so, Sam George, whether you like it or not, and Randy, I said it here earlier, you make the point about Dumso. Yes, government consistently over the years have grappled with that issue. Indeed, during President Kufuor's era, he started the Bui Dam. Okay, obviously because projects don't take overnight to get completed. It was completed during Mr. Professor Mills's time as president in 2013. But I've seen the data. And indeed, the former president himself and the finance minister confirmed that significantly what contributed or what led to the Dumso between 2012 and 2016 was the damage to the West African gas pipeline. It wasn't because we didn't have sufficient generation. And it's a fact that the West African gas pipeline was damaged by, I understand, some ship anchor. It's a fact. But the truth also is that if you don't have gas, there's ample alternative fuel available that you could procure to power your plants. And so the question is, why didn't the NDC government procure liquid fuel to power the plants that were available? It's simply just they didn't have the money. These are matters of fact. And interestingly, they say Mr. Mahama did the heavy lifting by building power plants. Yes, you can take a decision, and I've said that I would rather that our friends argue that, look, regardless of the cost that we've incurred for excess capacity, right? They believed that securing the long-term energy needs of Ghana was the best route to go. And we can debate it whether excess of 2,000 or 1,000 or 500 or 1,500 megawatts that you had to pay for was a good use of our resources. It's as simple as that. Because that's what it boils down to. The energy sector excess capacity payments are real. Nobody can wish it away. Okay? The truth is, Randy, last week, after all the monies that we've paid, I'll give you a most recent data. 1.6 billion owed to IPPs as of July. Guess the component that is excess capacity, power that we haven't consumed. 35%. We haven't used it. You contracted the power. So question is that cost a cost that the state has had to bear or not?
When you say we haven't used it, what do you mean?
Because you have more than you need, but you have contracted to take all of it when they produce it.
So they supplied us the power.
They made it available. They declare availability.
And we didn't take it.
But where are you going to take it to? Where are you going to take it to? Ameri, since the BOOT expired, we haven't turned it on one day. Are we in Dumso? And I hear yesterday Felix was making the point that car power. Yes, car power has to be used. Why? Why? Because you have a take or pay on gas with Sankofa. So does it make sense? And you turn car power off, you still have sufficient generation to feed the country. But it doesn't make sense for you to turn car power off and still pay for the gas. So you have to consume Atuabo gas by contracting car power to consume it and ship the excess to the east. These are real. Do they have an economic cost? Have they contributed to our economic circumstances today? Have they not?
So we had this debate here. You and JJ.
JJ, yes.
Here on this matter.
Yes.
It looks like you have resurrected this thing again.
But it's not going to go away because they are realities.
Okay, because when we met the last time here, I thought that at the end of the program we had reached a certain conclusion.
Which was?
Okay, so I want to ask this.
Yes.
Next week, Thursday, can we do this energy thing?
Oh, we will do it at the election day.
No, I'm saying next week, Thursday.
Randy, we will do it at the election day. I don't have a problem if I'm available. Yes. I have to confirm. We can do that with your producer. But look, I have said, and this is reality. Yes, all the power that was contracted between 2015 and 2020, because you have a certain demand growth, it's not all of it that have remained excess from that period to date. I've said it here, that component of excess capacity is reducing. But the fact still remains that between the period when you contracted them until the point where you are using them, that cost you have incurred, you can't run away from it because it's fact. Did it have an impact on our underlying conditions that I make reference to earlier? Yes.
So why are you signing contracts to increase our generation capacity?
What contract have we signed to increase our generation capacity?
This year you were here. You confirmed
that. We've signed some, because when is it going to come on?
Yeah,
it's going to come on. Yeah, because your demand is growing, so your excess capacity payments are reducing. But we'll get to a point where you will consume all of it, and so you need to add additional capacity. So the AXA plan that they are putting in Kumasi, I believe will come on in 2027. That's when we project that excess would have been, of course, the reserve margin or the reserve margin and all that. When in fact I brought the data here, I read it all to you.
Yes.
The excess capacity, they are there, Randy. No, you can't twist or turn it. Okay. So these are real.
What I want to appreciate from you is that, is it feasible to have a situation where you do not have excess capacity at all.
Yes, depending on how you plan. You can have some reserve, which is the 18%. And if you factor it in, right, the cost component obviously will reduce. But this is actual cost that you've incurred. So this debate about mismanagement and all that, look, and as a country, they say that government is continuing. I agree. And so if you come into government and you have obligations that have been contracted, we are tempted to renegotiate some of them. Some were even terminated. You saw the GP court judgment that was.
Is it not about how they were terminated?
Okay, so if you read the response that Honorable Wachijakun provided, it was based on technical advice that because they had not onboarded, okay, it was okay for you to then truncate. But of course, some of these things. So the question then is, in response to the suggestion that if you say there's excess, why have you terminated and all that? It's not as simple as that. Because pacta sunt servanda, isn't it? You are bound by the contract that you signed. But I'm saying that all these are matters that will be on the table for discussion.
Yes.
And the good people of this country will make a determination whether, if you discount all that, our economy would have been in the situation that we are in today.
At which cost,
or not.
At which cost are we keeping the lights on, and what are the implications? I'm asking this question because you also related to the issue of financial, that we could have purchased other sources of fuel to avert doing so.
Yes.
Okay, which means, so the suggestion is that we had a financial incapability in terms of purchasing those ones. So my question is, at which cost are we keeping the lights on? I ask that question because anytime we are told about how much we owe IPPs, today West Africa Gas Pipeline threatens, something is dropped, you go and meet them, and incidentally you are part of all the meetings. You go and meet them, you find something small for them, they come on board. At what cost are we keeping the lights on? Because when I read from ASAP and I read all those people and I see the debts that we keep accumulating every month, I get scared as to the day when these people will decide that enough is enough.
Well, thankfully we won't get to that point.
Why?
Okay, because yes, we've had extensive conversations, especially on the IPP front. Okay, we've come to some understanding with them on fixed payments that are made to meet their O&M cost and some financing
We
cost.
did that with cash flow. We didn't go by it.
Cash waterfall mechanism.
The cash waterfall. We didn't go by it. At
No.
the point.
See, Rani,
Yes.
the problem is really the quantum of collections from ECG. And so, because what they collect is insufficient to meet all the bills. Bear in mind that the excess capacity payments are not factored by PURC in the pricing mechanism. Because they take the position that, look, what the consumer hasn't consumed, you can't pass the cost to him. Right? So there's always going to be a shortfall. That's the kind of contract that they sign.
But there are things.
Yet, sometimes when I.
But there are things on our electricity bill that has nothing to do with what we are consuming directly.
Like which one?
Oh, we pay things for the street lighting. There are many other things with our bill. If I take the itemized bill, which is not about the power that we actually consume.
I agree.
Yes.
But the street lighting is a percentage of how much they're actually billing you.
No, I know, but I'm saying
Yeah,
that
so-
it hasn't. No, what you just said that they've refused to add that.
No. I'm saying the excess capacity.
Yeah.
Okay, PURC doesn't factor it in the.
No, I'm just saying
pricing.
the reason they gave. That's why I said that it is not everything we pay on our electricity bill, which is something that we actually consumed. That's
Why?
the
So
point.
the street lighting, we don't consume it.
Which lights are on?
Street lights.
Where are they on?
Oh.
Do you use the motorway?
You see, the motorway.
Okay,
the motorway.
let's not.
No, it's important. The motorway is a problem. Why? Because we use wiring, and people cut it all the time. I know there's several times that government has contracted the lighting of the motorway. And you know, people go and cut it. Look, my constituency, they were accusing me that the constituency is dark. Meanwhile, within the past 3 years, every MP, every MMDC has been given at least 1,000 pieces of street lights. Yes. How many have we given you in the past 2 years?
1,000.
Oh, we gave MMDCs.
Giving us 100.
Wait. No, we gave you 300. We gave you 300. And
150 twice, 300.
Yes, 300. And
yes, but you said 1,000.
Wait, I said MPs and MMDCEs.
So you gave your MMDC 700.
We gave.
No, I want to know so I can go and ask my DC for the 700.
Every district across Ghana has been given street lights. These street lights are supposed to last for 15 years old. The LED nodes. People cut the cables and the lights just don't turn on. And they turn around. So we are developing a new policy. Okay, new street lighting policy. Where we're saying that let's move all of that to solar. So that at least you can cut the cost on the distribution company. Okay. Because ECG itself, it hasn't got any mechanism of even metering the street lights to know how much. So it's a whole complex of issues. But I'm saying, Randy, to conclude.
Oh, you're going again.
Jata, will you and I will do this exercise till January?
So let me come in.
Let him conclude.
Because you save the rest of Thursday.
So as far as I'm concerned, these are the issues. Okay. And the good people of this country will make a determination whether they believe that Mr. Mahama is best situated to manage the economy of this country going forward. I heard very recently that he granted an interview and he said that he himself he doesn't believe that he has a solution for the economic
he said that way.
No, I heard. I don't know how true.
You heard where?
I hear he was asked whether he's the savior for our economy. He said no. But we'll get there. We'll get there. And we'll deal with the issues as they come up.
Randy.
What have you heard?
Randy.
Yes,
I have heard President Akufo-Addo. No, I was not told.
Yes.
I have listened and watched him.
Yes.
When he was asked about the state of Ghana's economy, President Akufo-Addo said, we are in a crisis and we have a problem. But the president who will come after him is the one who will come and fix it. Okay. Meaning our president for the next 12 months.
So go on.
Charlie. But you see, Bobo started by talking about the language in our politics, about his upbringing. Our upbringing is very key. I was brought up to speak truth to power.
In a respectful
Yes, very respectful way.
manner.
Yeah, but I mean, and I've done that very respectfully. Look, I haven't gone down the road. And you see, but our morals must not take a sabbatical from time to time. Our morals must always be on display. And so, I'm trying to remember, I've gone online to see if when Bobo's very good friend and Minister for Communications, Esla Owusu, referred to JM as Julo Mahama, what he said, whether he took any offense at that. I have, and you see, Randy, when you call somebody, Randy, when you call somebody,
I called on you, my good friend, to try.
When you call somebody a con artist, I've just gone to go and check with the Oxford Dictionary if I was wrong, so that I can apologize. Because another thing my parents taught me to do was, if you are wrong, you apologize. The Oxford Dictionary defines a con artist as a person who cheats or tricks others by persuading them to believe something that is not true. Did Bawumia tell us he had locked up the CD and giving the keys to the IGP, and so the inflation and depreciation?
He was joking.
It was serious. It was accounting for his 100 days in office.
He was joking.
So clearly he tricked the Ghanaian people. Was Bawumia not sold to us as the economic wizkid who had served in this country and knew where the money was? Did he live up to that? No, he tricked us. Listen, look, let me read what Dr. Bawumia himself said in 2016. Dr. Bawumia, you have presided in 8 years over the collapse of our economy. He was referring to John Mahama at the time in 2016. He said, you, President Mahama, have presided in 8 years over the collapse of our economy. If you knew the plan that could work then for the economy and be successful, why haven't you implemented that plan in 8 years? I'm asking Bawumia today. He has been the head of the economic management team for 7 years. Mama was head of economic management team for 4 years.
I'm trying to look for that record.
For 7 years.
The Mr. Mahama being chairman of the economic management.
And Bobo, please.
Because I understand that the NDC
Randy,
under President
Randy, I was very quiet. Randy, this is unfair.
It did. I've seen an economic advisory council.
Randy, this
that
is
was set
right.
up in March of 2009.
They do. We had an economic management team in. Hold on. We had
Just
relax. I'm the timekeeper. Relax.
But what's
Yo,
your
by
problem?
the cut my flow.
No. Oh, shit.
I'm cruising. We are in November. I'm throwing.
At what altitude?
She said she will throw in April. I'm in November. I'm throwing. Let me throw.
We had an economic management team, but in 2019 we set up a 40-member
economic advisory council
to check on
the implementation of the SCD. I mean, so those things are always set up.
Yes.
So Bawumia has presided for 7 years over the economy. He promised us that things will not be worse than it was when he took over. Are things worse? So if I call him a con artist, have I been unfair to him? Or have I been charitable actually to him?
You are entitled
you understand me? And Randy,
keep
you
your
see,
position. I don't have
Mr. Kennedy Japan, Honorable Kennedy Japan,
our viewers
Honorable Kennedy Japan, in the lead up to November 4, apologized to President Mahama and said that the MPP, some of the things Bobo has said in the past and has even repeated here today were lies. Lies told against Mr. Mahama for political purposes. He is yet to do the decent thing. I know, I mean, I was at your mom's birthday. Your mom is a very honorable woman, and I know she's got raised you very well. She didn't raise you to tell lies, okay? You have failed to also apologize, and you are here wanting to preach.
Which of them do you
understand me?
apology?
Oh, you know the lies you've told this morning.
Which one?
You know, but Randy, you see, they talk about the Russia-Ukraine war and all of that. On the 26th of July 2020, Randy, stop laughing. On the 26th of July 2022.
I'm sure the old lady is watching.
Yeah, she's watching. And she knows. I mean, she's a fantastic mother. She's raised fantastic sons.
There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Even one is a priest, you know, so his brother is a priest. That's how well she trained her son.
Ignore me and go on.
On the 26th of July. On the 26th of July, 2022.
I take a cue from your band.
Yes. Oh, you're also very personal on that. 26th of July 2022. Okay. The Russian embassy, in very uncharacteristic manner of a diplomatic mission, had to respond to the lies of the MPP government.
They were fed up.
And the government has gone mute. Look, and the document they put out, Randy, Russia is actually our 11th trading partner when it comes to agricultural and food products. Number 1 is China. Number 2 is Vietnam. Number 3 is Netherlands. Number 4 is Brazil. Number 5 is Malaysia. Number 6 is USA. Number 7 is Poland. Oh, Randy, this is not right. Randy, this is not right.
Because
I mean, I was quiet when the guy was talking.
Global supply chain disruptions is real. And it will impact our economy.
Yes, number 7 is Poland. Number 8 is Canada. Yes. Number 9 is India. Number 10 is Turkey. Before Russia is number 11.
Right.
So when you tell me Russia-Ukraine war, Russia-Ukraine war is the reason for the paucity of leadership.
It hasn't created supply chain disruptions.
Number 11.
It hasn't increased.
How is number 11? How is number 11 the reason?
Inflation?
But you see, Randy.
Yes.
So he says that Doomsday was because of money. The contractors who are owed today. There's one road contractor who's owed 400 million Ghana cedis. One contractor, 400 million Ghana cedis. Why? The contractors who are owed all over the country. Is it not a money problem? And Randy, let us ask. Randy, nobody has asked this question. Since November, this government, under the leadership of Mahmoud Bawumia as head of economic management team, has declared bankruptcy. And has not serviced any foreign loan.
True.
Yet our revenues, and normally we service these loans with our revenues and all of that. We've not suspended any tax handle. So the revenues are still accruing to government. But for almost a year, this is November, a year now, government has not serviced any foreign obligation. So where is the money that we are still owing the contractors? Randy, I'm asking, because right now you can't come and become the chief of Pram Pram because you are afraid of the traffic. The traffic is there because the road contract, Parliament signed that loan agreement with Barclays Bank for the construction of the road from TT Brothers, Tema Interchange to Pram Pram. 96 million pounds. The money is there, but because we've declared bankruptcy, they can no longer service the loan. BHM is the contractor. First Sky is his subcontractor. Yeah. Nobody is working there. Obechebi Lamte interchange, 98% complete, stalled. Junction Mall, the interchange, stalled. Even the one in Takade, stalled. Because, and this is Bawumia's legacy. Bawumia, the one you are selling to us. Randy, this is a man. And
you know the worst part? The worst part is that for what is at 98.
Yes.
When eventually we sort ourselves up.
Yes.
And we say we are coming to do it.
Yes.
We will not be doing 2%.
2%. No. There's deterioration. Randy, and you see, when I spoke and described Dr. Bawumia.
And please be wrapping up.
Oh.
Please.
Okay, you are begging, so I'll oblige you.
Please.
When we described Dr. Bawumia when I described him the way I did, it's on the back of empirical evidence. This is a man who, together with Mustafa Hamid, who was crying, Sheikh, don't cry. Promised
please don't cry. Sheikh, please don't cry.
Please don't cry. Promised the Muslim community that under the Zongo Development Fund, they were going to build 16 model schools, one in each region, in a major Zongo in each region under the Zongo Development Fund. Ask him if he has built even a KVIP there. What they tried to do under the Zongo Development Fund was to teach our women in the Zongo how to cook wachi. Can you imagine?
Yeah, skills is
you are going to teach people in the Zongo how to cook wachi.
No. It's not cooking wachi. It's how to package it and
Randy, look,
and commercialize it.
Randy, you see, but I would leave the power issues for John Jinako for Thursday, but I'll say just one.
Yes. Not this Thursday.
Next Thursday. You see, when you asked him about the agreements they've signed, and clearly they've also signed take and pay. Take or pay.
Yes.
They've signed those ones, but they don't want to talk about it.
They the industry will accept to sign a contract
without a take or pay. Yeah. But they make it look like it's a sin. But you see, Randy, he says that they signed AXA because it will come in 2027. Why? Because they are doing projections.
Yes.
Why? Mahama, it was not projection, it was division. Was Mahama also not projecting the growth of industry, the revamping of Valco, for the reason being, and that being the underlying reason why we contracted this kinds of power? You have come in, you've collapsed industries. Industries have packed up in Ghana and moved to Ivory Coast.
But they've rather added factories.
Oh, Randy, which other factories? B5 that was there already, or Casapreco?
Expansion.
What expansion? Randy, Valco has not taken off.
Talk about your
Valco has not taken off. So if today you are sitting here and saying you have excess power, it's because you have failed to grow the economy to consume that power.
Okay.
But Randy,
let me not fail to sign off.
No. So Randy, before you sign off, the last one, I just want to quote Dr. Bawumia. Last one for closing.
I'm told that Annie has published on social media that you have bullied me this morning.
Oh, don't mind Annie. Annie, how can you do that? I can't do that. But I'm appealing to you. How dare me bully you? Doc.
You have bullied me.
Doc, how can? No.
This morning,
Doc,
but she has decided on this matter. It's not easy.
And if they tell you that this thing started in 2020 because of COVID, I am reading what our de facto Prime Minister, Gabi Ochedaho, and in quotes, I've put in quotes, so don't ask me a question about it.
Who's de facto Prime Minister?
MPP's de facto Prime Minister, okay. Gabi Ochedaho. September 8, 2018, times are hard, but keep faith with MPP. Gabi tells Ghanaians, 2018, they were already talking about how hard times are. And the man who has imposed and superintended over this hardship, Mahmoud Timothy Bawumia.
It's not Timothy.
He says it's Timothy or it's Bartholomew.
No, it's not Timothy.
He says that is
Mahmoud Bawumia.
No, but he says when he was in the Methodist Boy Brigade Band, his name is Timothy.
He doesn't use it. It's okay.
No, but Randy, am I the one saying it?
He doesn't
use it. How did I know?
You know his official name. Just go back.
He said he said he's called Timothy. So Timothy Bawumia, go and fix the economy, but you can't rebrand yourself. And in the words of Dr. P. he gave a Dagomba proverb. I'll end with it. If you take a donkey to the racetrack and dress it up like a horse, when the race begins, you will see the ass that it is. Thank you.
What a morning. Up next, Jeremy Trent.
Ghana, KNUSC ISWAM, Republic Welfare Limited, a subsidiary of Republic Bank Ghana, presents Women in Business Conference. Are you a young woman entrepreneur with a small business or medium-scale business? You can't miss this amazing program coming up at Cafe Banua Jowulua Crown on the 30th of November 2023, 9 a.m. sharp. Learn about loan financing, access to loans. All these benefits await you. Don't miss this amazing opportunities. Investment is a cool 1,000 Ghana cedis. Harvest all course materials, coffee break, lunch, networking. See you there.
Yamawakwaba, the Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. Ahadie, a bano KSC near Wakadia. Ubenya Biwaha. Kabian in the house, and in you here. Yansu ye were winning before, or best son, we ye amount. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories, ye jume did ye. 24/7. Ye CCU engine, brake, battery, yes, a sour tie. Say bano car wash dia. Je wo abefun fidelity say steamer ye the whole car engine abra nsuon core engine nim ye san ye detailing metre say ye betwitwu car no mu ba bia ma o ye wi a ye san polish car na ma o kama enye we no munku ye san to car batteries tires rims any de keke kan Manadum Auto Fix and Accessories ema o car ensi ne dadem na nwu adwuma ma o hwehwe ye chira kwan wo dansoma na sorry dan ho a eni KFC bon hwanimu e won kran se wo information anansem bi se bia 024 651-9369. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and couple the makers in
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. I'm up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Falco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafubuachi Hospital Junction. Sakradi. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program
from 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
The same got to move.
The exhibition of the voters register 2023 is here with us now.
Hukumar zaben Ghana za ta yi gwajin voters register don jama'a su binciki sunayensu. Gwajin 2020 voters register da 2023 provisional voters register na cikin ƙananan matakan da ake ɗauka don district level election da ke gabanmu. Za a yi gwajin a duk tashoshin zaɓe faɗin ƙasar daga 3 zuwa 7 November 2023 tsakanin ƙarfe 7 na safe zuwa 6 na yamma kullum. Karfakarin ƙazato sunanka na cikin rajistan. Tafi tashan zaben da kanka da voters ID ka ko registration slip ka. Daya, ka tantance rajistan don ka tabbatar da sunanka da hoto da sauransu na cikin rajistan. Biyu, karka yadda a ƙara sunayen waɗanda ba su dace ba. Uku, kamata yayi ka san tashar zaben ka kan ranar zabe. Hudu, a taimaka wurin share sunayen dangi mamata cikin rajistan. Haka isi ta kawo sauki yadda zaka iya check labarinka cikin rajistan ta amfani da fonunka. Sauki ne sosai. Buga *713*81# ka bi umarni akan duk networks. Bari a yi gwajin voters register da kai don kiyaye sabawa da damuwa ranar zaɓe. Votunka shine makomanka.
Your vote is your future.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Desi, the star boy. Desi.
Look.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
What's going on?
Oh, we are there.
We didn't say we're in the 11th month of the year, and as you saw, the Christmas was a mono. But anyway, let's get into the trends this morning. Thanks for joining. So you all know that at this point, Dr. Bawumia has been elected. Doc, surprise, surprise.
Surprise margin.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's do some dance for Dr. Bawumia. Charlie, maybe do some dance for her. So that is victory dance, and then Dr. Bawumia went to church, but that video I'll get that for you tomorrow, and we'll see his dance in church, and other.
This guy doesn't pay 11.
We'll see the dance in church, but just as you want, then a hashtag started right from Saturday. Not fit for president. That is also trending on Twitter.
Not fit for president.
Yes.
And how is that? Doing?
They are connecting it to Dr. Bawumia.
No, I'm saying how is it doing? Is it?
Oh, it's still trending this morning.
It's trending.
Oh, it's still there. T-Joe says that you can do all the propaganda you want. Okay, this one says that I'm a simple person. Any agenda against Bawumia or Mahama, I repost, like an atom of fire. We shouldn't tolerate mediocrity. They are both not fit for president. Well, December 7th, you see that. This one says that on asking 20 big lies, and that's about Dr. Bawumia. That's also in the trends. The Nancy Brief says that I'm sorry, I'll not vote for someone who doesn't know what to do with the Saglemi housing project. 7 years with nothing. Bawumia is not fit for president. Mahama is the best. This one says Rwanda and Kenya are far gone by. Here is Ghana, the gateway to Africa, planning to hand over its presidency to a field. Oh, what is planning to hand over? Let you go and vote. So which one is planning to hand over the presidency to Dr. Bawumia? Anyway, so those are some of the. So now you know that it is Dr. Bawumia, John Dramani Mahama, and the boss of the butterflies. That's Alan K. Coming in. But the new force, look, you've seen that how's it called?
Billboard.
The new force. Hey.
What is that?
I don't know.
Do you know the number of billboards Akwalu has?
But we want to know who that new force is.
You will find out. It's a teaser, so you'll find out.
No, you know.
It's all part of the campaign. You're asking if I know. Yeah, I know. But you see, people pay for creativity.
Okay.
And people get paid for their creativity. I shouldn't be the person to
say, yeah.
So it's a campaign.
Because even in the newsroom, you could just see across the street, this side, Bakobo. Anyway, we'll wait and see who that new force
is. Currently, if it's about posters and maybe the small boards, I think between my friend, the leader of the APC, Honorable Hassan Yariga, and Akwalu, I don't know who has more. I mean, I think that they went out early in terms of, I mean, for the MPP because of their primaries.
Yeah, so they've been out there for a long time.
But in terms of those who
are ready for next year.
Yeah, I mean, they have anywhere you find a poster.
You find a poster. Yeah. APC.
I think Akwalu started quite early, and then Hassan also followed. So
the next day, then the ballot will make plenty.
The butterfly too has a few.
Yeah, butterfly too has some yellow.
You saw the inauguration of his 150,000 strong army.
And also butterflies
in Ashanti region.
Hey, yellow butterflies.
That's why Ashanti will be butu.
Anyway, let's talk about Ampem Dakwa because they did something amazing in Ivory Coast yesterday, and also Comfortable has been trending alongside that. She got a goal, a screamer, and then of course her cross actually led to the second goal, so we won by 2-1. And I'm talking about Ampem Dakwa, and Comfortable has been trending. And the other interesting thing is that she did the interview. She got the woman of the match, and she spoke Twi, and a lot of people have been excited about it. That okay. So this will be by force English where we go speak some things. Yeah, but she spoke Twi, and there was a translator who translated everything, and that's beautiful. So we even spoke to Abigail Senaso, who is in the Ivory Coast of the team earlier today. One of our sports presenters here at Ignite Media, and she told us all the excitement in camp. So congratulations to Ampem Dakwa, and of course to Comfort Yeboah for that victory yesterday. So this and minimum, of course, I've been in a happy mood since morning because when a team like Liverpool are drawing with Luton Town, who are playing in the Premier League for the very first time, Chelsea are doing wonders, beating the league leaders by 4-1.
They're 9 against 11.
Oh, but Doc, say I can't do some control.
Oh, please.
Doc, I did not tell them to go and try.
I've not said that red cards are not justifiable.
But we beat them 4-1.
Yeah, you did.
But if they had beaten us also, or we had drawn with the 9, it would have still been.
Please, if it gives you some 2 days of comfort, that's fine. Let's go.
Okay, so Chelsea also won yesterday. That was quite amazing. But there's this video also where some women are sitting in the trunk of a taxi. Hey, the Muto said, please, let's watch that video.
Why?
Look, I don't see so before.
People, when they say traveling, you think it's about going to take a visa and sitting in the plane. You know the things happening around you in this country.
I've seen set track. What's it called? The back of the track, right? Now when they will always sit some for, but taxi booth.
Okay.
Like 5 people there inside.
Yeah.
Look, this is dangerous.
Until the very early 90s, when I went to do my service in Ashanti region. Okay. Now, I didn't know that TV, black and white TV, could be powered in a car battery.
Oh.
Yes. That's where I saw it, and it was a shock to me. I live in Accra all my life. Now when there are no lights at the place, it's called Advertisements. Now there's lights everywhere and all that. Okay. I need to go there and go see them. Yes, I mean over 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a pupil teacher who had a black and white TV. So we have to go and watch TV. So I said, powered with a car battery.
Car battery.
I mean, Accra boy.
Accra boy, you know they see that
color TV and all.
No, people don't know
the things I experienced.
Yeah.
That 1 year.
Yeah. Oh, but me at the go village,
it opened my eyes to a lot of things.
I see that.
So people sit in Accra, and when they say travel and see, you think it's about going to take a Schengen visa and go abroad.
Oh. But me at the travel.
The things happening in this country.
I did travel.
You know there are people in this country who've never seen, they've never felt a toilet roll before.
It reminds me of a picture that was trending of the one way you go put your legs for top.
As a proper shock. I go catch them.
I don't miss it.
Charlie, stop. Everybody there, they tell the lift now, they enter the thing. Hey! Go a teacher there, see class 4 boy to take you find 2 sticks, he step for
It's
top.
not all a brudia.
God damn it.
Anyway, so very soon we'll be praying. We'll
Look, the worst part is that taxi you saw.
Yeah.
They would have gone past, I'm sure, about 10 or 20 police.
Please, I said normal.
It's normal.
It's normal there. Charlie, hey, you what? Anyway, let's wrap it up. Dog, very soon we'll be praying.
Huh?
Yes, we'll be praying.
You and who?
Oh, we've got original TV.
Yeah, I pray all the time. So
yes. So by this time we're going to do a prayer walk. So I want to invite.
Prayer walk?
Yes, original TV prayer walk.
Okay.
Very soon. Come and join us. Let's pray.
We are praying for what?
We are praying for ourselves, our lives.
For ourselves?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we're going to walk from Obrasport to this place.
Whilst we are praying?
We will pray. Okay. So I want to extend a special invite
to the finance minister.
To Achimota School.
But the finance minister also attended Achimota.
They click. If you can't join, we could pray.
Yeah, he will give you a lot of Bible quotations. Yeah. Is the dress code white?
Looks like we have to
do
the
work.
Yeah, we have to do white. We'll write a letter to you so he comes to join and we'll pray together. Yeah, so we'll give you more details on that very, very soon. So that's it for the trends today. Many thanks for joining me. My name is Desifedi, the Star Boy. And yeah, that's it.
All right. Up next, Metro Sports.